In the rainforests of Madagascar, there is a tiny creature playing life on nightmare difficulty. No armor shop, no save points, no tutorial, just leaves, predators, falling water bombs, and one of the most ridiculous body upgrades in nature. Meet the Giraffe Necked Weevil, scientific name Trichellophorus giraffa. A beetle so strange, it looks like nature opened the character creation menu, dragged the neck slider all the way to maximum, and then forgot to balance the game. This little insect is usually around 1 inch long, sometimes described around 1 to 2 inches including the neck. So yes, it is tiny, but in its own world, this thing is a boss character. Bright red wing covers, glossy black body, long legs, tiny antennae, and that insane neck. That neck is not just decoration. That neck is a weapon, a tool, a flex, a dating profile, and honestly, a major inconvenience, because in the life of the Giraffe-Necked Weevil, his greatest weapon became his greatest weakness. Welcome to the game. Our story begins on a leaf, not in a nest, not in a hole, not in some cozy insect daycare, a leaf. Because for the Giraffe-Necked Weevil, the leaf is everything. It is home, it is food, it is shelter, it is the nursery, it is basically the entire starter pack. The female carefully chooses a leaf like she is selecting the perfect base location in a survival game. Too weak? Rejected? Too exposed? Rejected? Too dry? Absolutely not. She needs the right one, because she is about to do something amazing. She rolls the leaf, slowly, carefully, piece by piece. She turns it into a premium quality tiny cigar. I mean a tiny green tube, a baby bunker, a rainforest sleeping bag. Then she places one single egg inside. Just one. No backup squad, no extra lives. One egg, one mission. And this is where the first crazy fact comes in. That rolled up leaf is not just protection. When the baby hatches, the leaf also becomes its first meal. So this baby literally wakes up inside its house and starts eating the walls, which sounds bad for real estate value, but amazing for survival. Nature really said, here is your home, here is your food, try not to get deleted. Inside the leaf roll, the baby weevil begins life as a larva, small and soft. Basically, the weakest form in the game. At this stage, it has no long neck, no warrior look, no dramatic villain silhouette. It is just a tiny eating machine. Its mission is simple: eat, grow, survive. That is it. But even this early, the game is dangerous, because the forest is full of players with higher stats: ants, spiders, birds, lizards, other hungry insects. And to a creature this small, even the weather is overpowered. A raindrop to us is nothing. To this tiny bug, that is basically a meteor shower. Imagine you are just walking to lunch, and suddenly a water balloon the size of a car drops from the sky. That is rainforest weather when you are insect-sized. So the baby stays hidden. It feeds, it grows, it waits, and if it survives long enough, it unlocks the next form. Now this is where things get weird. As the male giraffe-necked weevil matures, his neck begins to grow, and grow, and grow, until eventually, this beetle looks like it's... never mind. The male's neck can be around 2 to 3 times longer than the female's neck. That is a huge difference. This is called sexual dimorphism, which is a fancy science term for the boys and girls look very different. But in this case, it is less like a small difference and more like one character got the deluxe edition. Female giraffe-necked weevils have shorter necks. Still unusual, still stylish. But the males? The males look like they were designed by someone who really wanted to win a biology meme contest. And yet, this neck is not random. It gives the male an advantage. It helps him fight. It helps him compete. It helps him impress the ladies. And it may help with handling leaves and resources. So, in game terms, the male gets a special weapon. But there is a catch, because every upgrade has a downside. The longer neck helps him in battle, but it can also make him awkward, and definitely more noticeable. It is like choosing a giant sword in a game. The damage is huge, but now, every enemy can see you from across the map. Now we reach the part everyone came for. The fights. Because male giraffe-necked weevils do not just look dramatic, they act dramatic. When two males meet, the branch becomes an arena. There is no referee, and no health bar floating above their heads. Just two tiny warriors, and a long drop below. They face each other, they raise their necks, and then they clash, but not like normal beetles. They do not just bite and run, they use their necks like weapons. They shove, they push, they grapple. It is basically a mini-boss fight happening on a twig, performed by insects the size of a thumbnail, and the goal is not always to injure the rival directly. The goal is to overpower him, knock him off balance, force him away, or throw him from the branch. One bad step, one weak grip, and down he goes. No respawn, no dramatic cutscene, no sad backstory, just leaves closing over him as he falls. Among the leaves, giants still fall. Every duel, every battle leaves a mark, a scratched shell, a tired leg, a damaged wing cover. And if he loses too many fights, he may never get the chance to mate. In the insect world, defeat can mean death. Now if our male wins, he gets the chance to approach a female. And this is where the whole neck situation finally pays off. Because for male giraffe-necked weevils, that neck is basically a status symbol. It says, I survived. I fought. And yes, my neck is naturally like this. But the female is not just sitting around doing nothing. She has her own main quest. And honestly, she might be the smartest character in the whole game. While the males are out here wrestling, the female is doing engineering shenanigans. She selects leaves, she rolls them, she prepares nurseries, she protects the next generation. Just elite Bob the builder strategy. If this were a game, the male would be the combat class, the female would be the builder class. But surviving a fight does not mean the level is complete. The forest keeps moving. A shadow passes overhead, a branch shakes, something nearby twitches, and suddenly you're no longer alone. That is when the giraffe-necked weevil reveals another ability. It can fly. Not smoothly. Not like it trained for this. More like a tiny emergency helicopter leaving the scene with questionable confidence. Its red or orange wing covers are called elytra. They defeated the Ender Dragon to get them. And, they act like protective shields over the softer wings underneath. When the weevil needs to move fast, those covers open, the hidden wings unfold, and it launches into the air. This gives it a chance to escape danger or reach another part of the tree. But flight is risky. The moment it takes off, it becomes easier to spot. A bird can notice the movement. A lizard can watch where it lands. A sudden gust can throw off the whole plan. So flying is not a guaranteed escape. It is more like pressing the panic button. Sometimes it saves you, and sometimes, well, let's just say you're not as lucky. So in the end, the giraffe-necked weevil is not just a strange-looking insect. It is a creature built for one very specific home, the rainforests of Madagascar. And because it lives nowhere else on Earth, protecting that forest means protecting the only game board this rare little character has. Remember that somewhere in Madagascar, a tiny red and black beetle is climbing through the forest, carrying an oversized weapon, looking for food, dodging predators, fighting rivals, and trying to unlock the next generation. And in that world, even the smallest fighter can become legendary. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like to support the channel. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day.